God, Bristol. What are we going to do about Gwyneth Paltrow? Gwyneth, if you're watching this, that's what we in the business call karma. Usually it takes a couple of years to work itself out, but it's very much happened in the moment. And I'm going to say, fair enough. There's not many comedians that would continue doing their special, which they're hoping to sell to any number of streamers, in a t-shirt that is clearly soaking fucking wet. My producer went, let's put it in a glass, Jen. I went, I find it's going to be slippy. I'll keep it in a bottle. Not good with dicks, not good with bottles. Although if I got this result, I'd probably be very good with dicks, wouldn't I? I don't even know if this bit is going to go in the show, but if it doesn't, this is suddenly going to be weird if we don't explain whatever the fuck this is. They're like, well, we can't do anything about it now, Jenny. We're recording it one night, so now you're going to have to do your show in a wet T-shirt. So, part comedy, part wet T-shirt competition. Put it on the other way round. I'm not going to do that now. What? So, I'm not going to workshop this now. We haven't got the time. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, so I'm happy to carry on. Is that all right? Now, I want to be clear. I need to be clear, even though karma has worked before I started this bit. I don't hate Gwyneth Paltrow. I genuinely don't. I'm just bewildered by her. And irritated, at best. I think it's just, I don't quite understand where she's coming from. I just don't feel like she's got any idea how we live. And I'll tell you how it started. Somebody sent to me an Instagram post that she put up, and I read it, and I thought, fucking hell, Gwen. And then I went on a deep dive, and then I followed her on all of her social media, and all of her Goopes, and all of that fucking Instagram, and I went right in, yeah? And I went right fucking in, yeah? Is there anyone you follow, just so you can screen grab their stuff, send it to a friend, and go, look at this twat, what the fuck's going on? Okay, I need to justify my position. He's not happy. I need to justify my position. Okay, here's what happened, right? Okay. So she put up this post, Instagram, and it was cast your mind back, it was March 2020. Can you remember what happened March 2020, okay? It was quite a stressful time for a lot of us going into lockdown, right? Most of us were like, okay, all of a sudden, I don't have an income. I don't even know how I'm going to pay my bills. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to feed my children. I don't know how I'm going to survive this. We were also worried about the virus, how it might affect the most vulnerable people in our families. We didn't know how long we were going to be in lockdown for. That felt very stressful. And it was a time, I think, of anxiety and stress for most of us, but not for Gwyn. No. She was serene in her mansion in Los Angeles. And she put up a post on Instagram that I memorized, because I'm not well. And her post, right, it went a bit like this. This is a time for nesting. This is a time for reading. This is a time to learn a new language. This is a time to pick up a musical instrument. This is a time... I thought, are you on ketamine, Gwyn? Because I don't know what your home situation is like, but can I explain to you what mine is? I'm currently trapped in my house with my twin 5-year-old boys that I am having to homeschool. And should I tell you what I've learned from homeschooling my children? I've learned this. These people do not respect me, okay? I appear to have all the authority of Matt Hancock at a SAGE meeting. So you'll forgive me if I don't have time to pick up a bit of cheeky Mandarin or learn the pianoforte. So why don't you take your vagina candle and shove it up your gluten-free chuff love? Anyway, she's blocked me now. I spent so much time on Gwyneth Paltrow's Instagram and on her website, Gooped, that now my Instagram algorithms have gone up the spout. They're completely batshit now. The adverts I'm getting are completely crazy. I got an advert not that long ago for a deodorant for your vulva. Yeah, they didn't have the decency to call it a vulvodorant. Absolutely livid. That wasn't the worst thing about it. The craziest thing about it was that it was an aerosol. Who in their right mind is aerosoling their vag? I mean, a roll-on, sure, we could all lean into that. Every cis woman knows there's not a woman in the world that needs to deodorise her vulva. Yeah? And if, as one of those cis women, you find yourself in your bedroom alone, yeah? Maybe you're getting undressed, yeah? And you find yourself thinking... You've got to get to a GP quick smart. You're going to need some hardcore... There's not enough flat Febreze in the world that's going to sort that shit out, yeah? You need some drugs, okay? You tossers. I'm going to admit, I've got a very compulsive personality, and I became, obsessed with Gwyneth Paltrow and her bloody website, Goop. I spent 17 hours on it. I felt completely gaslit by it. I was like, come on, Gwyneth, there's got to be something here for me. Because if you don't know what Goop is, it's her flagship website. It's a lifestyle, it's a health, it's a well-being website for women. It's everything a woman doesn't need on one website. I know, I've checked it out for you, okay? The kind of shit that's on there, you're like, what is this? I thought, what the fuck is this, Gwyneth? What are you peddling, my lovely? I found a no makeup routine. Is this on? Can you hear me? I just said there was a no makeup routine. The idea being that you buy all of this makeup, you put the makeup on your face, and it looks like you're not wearing makeup. I'm a 48-year-old leser. I've been doing that my entire life, and so far it has cost me fuck all. Trying to find something in there that I could make use of. I'm going to cut the tension in the room here because I know I've created it, so now it's time to cut it. I found something. You'll be relieved to hear that I could make use of. I found myself a yoga mat, and I thought, fine. Maybe it's a lot of you have got yoga mats. I've got one. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can spend £10, £15, something like that. You can pick one up, I don't know, somewhere like Sports Direct or Decathlon or somewhere like that. Well, you can buy one on Goop, yeah? £55. Yeah, I thought, okay. Okay, fine. Okay, well, but I've already got one. But so if I'm going to buy this one's obviously going to be doing something more than the one I've got, because what did you do on a mat? You sort of lie on it, roll around in it, do stretches on it, but this is obviously going to be doing more than the one that I'm currently doing, because otherwise why would it be spending 550% more than the yoga mat that I've currently got? Because if I'm going to spend 550% more on a yoga mat than the one that I've currently got, I want something more from that yoga mat. Do you know what I mean? I want to have something extra. I want extra from the yoga mat, Gwyneth. I want fucking extra. I tell you what I want. When I'm doing downward dog, I want a little tickle on my clit. That's what I want. You've got to take some responsibility for your mental health, okay? You can't just be... I can't just be this nihilistic pessimist for the rest of my life. I've got to take some, I've got to think about doing something positive and being a positive role model for my children. And I want you to know that I have tried, and I am still trying to be a better human and to look at the bright side of life. And you'll be very proud of me, because I've taken one step in the right direction, and I found myself with a hobby, and I've never had a hobby before. I started the hobby during lockdown, okay? And what I've learned as an adult about having a hobby is that no one gives a shit about your hobby. In fact, I would go so far as to say that my friends are actively angry about the hobby that I've chosen. It's true that during lockdown this hobby did get quite a lot of attention, and now if I even bring it up, they look like they want to punch me in the face, okay? Now, my hobby is sea swimming. I live by the sea, so that makes perfect sense, and I swim all year round, okay? This is my third winter, and I really enjoy it. It's been absolutely fantastic for my mental health. It's really... it's just been life-changing for me, and I will continue to do it because it's been such a positive thing in my life. God forbid that I should bring it up in front of any of my friends, because let's be honest, when I first started doing it, sure, maybe I talked about it a fair bit. Maybe I was a little bit evangelical about it. But if I even mention it now, they lose it. They're like, if they ask me, Jen, what have you been up to today? And I say, oh, actually, I went for a swim this morning. They're like, oh... How interesting, Jennifer. Did you go for a swim this morning? Oh, it's been about 45 seconds since you last mentioned going sea swimming. Why don't you bore us shitless about the benefits of cold water? Is it really good for your mental health, Jen? Is it really great for your circulation? Does it do something positive? Did you find yourself a dry robe, Jen? Did you buy yourself a little camo dry robe with a pink hood, you fucking prick? What you people want from me. I'm finally doing something positive, and you've made it into something negative. And by the way, I am a middle-aged woman. Do you want to know how many hobbies are available to middle-aged women? 3 hobbies. And one of those is colouring in. And I'm not going to do that. There's women in Hove, right, in cafes, colouring in public like it's normal. Oh, Samantha, look! I kept it between the lines. What the hell is wrong with you? Sure, do your colouring in, but have the decency to feel deep shame and embarrassment and keep that shit at home. I tell you what, the makeup routine that really just did it for me, that Gwyneth Paltrow suggested, was the post-orgasm glow. I disproportionately made me angry. I thought, what the hell is a post-orgasm glow? What is that? I don't even know what that is. I didn't even know that was a look as women we were aspiring to achieve. I could hear her voice in my head, come on, girls, let's go to girls, post-orgasm glow! What is that? I don't think I've ever heard of women saying, oh, because you know what it's like, girls, when you're getting ready on a Saturday night, yeah, you make yourself look pretty. Maybe you catch yourself in the mirror, and you find yourself thinking, yeah, I do look good. But do you know what? Something is missing from this overall look. Oh, I know what it is. I do not look like I have recently been fucked. It's not something a woman has ever said, okay? You're going to do that every time, aren't you? So, but can I have that back, please? Because I want it. I think this is why Gwyneth Paltrow winds me up. It's not really anything she does. I just wish she would be honest about what she's doing. She's trying to sell us gear. Well, then just sell it. Yeah. Don't package it like in a way that's like, oh, you know, this is all about feminism and it's about women's health. Just be honest and go, I've got this shit, do you want it? Because if you want it, you can buy it. Just be honest. Because otherwise it feels like she's just monetising women's neurosis. She wants us to go and buy all the makeup to get this post-orgasm glow. And I was like, okay, fine. Let's find out about this post-orgasm glow. Let's at least find out how much it would cost, okay? So I took the time, Bristol. I carved out the time in my day. To add it all up. Because as I told you before, I'm not well, okay? And if you were to purchase every item of makeup that Gwyneth Paltrow is suggesting, right, it would cost you £800, okay? Oh, so finally, we're on board. Okay, great. £800 to achieve a post-orgasm glow. Now, we've talked about this being a safe space at the beginning of the show. I hope that still applies. Okay. And I'm not going to lie to you, but there was a little brief moment of vulnerability where I thought, you know what? Why not? Maybe I should be doing this. Other women are doing it. They're investing in themselves. Maybe I should invest in myself. I'm in that privileged position where I could take £800 and invest in that post-orgasm glow. Take that post-orgasm glow on tour with me. Why not? Maybe I could do that. Yeah, invest in me. That's what I thought to myself. Invest in yourself. Yeah. I thought that's what I could do. I could take £800 to achieve a post-orgasm glow. Of course I could do that, Bristol. Of course I could do that. Of course I could. Or I could rub one out. And I did. And do you know what? I look brilliant, so I think Gwyneth's onto something, actually.